This is iRadio TV. Subscribe now.
Budweiser are launching their Dream Jobs campaign, and I'm sitting beside a fella who you will all know from Game of Thrones, a true dub, Liam Cunningham. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely marvellous, yeah.
I'm your final interview of the day, and I know you keep the best to last all the time.
Always, yeah.
We're sitting here in Two Thrones. Before we get into Game of Thrones, I want to know all about this, because you are a fella who has the dream job. What is that like day to day, living your life and not going, oh, I have to get up, I have to go there, wanting to go to work?
I think there's a few people out there who kind of enjoy their work. Yeah, no, I do. I mean, it is a dream job, but in the sense that it was something that I had to do. And listen, when I was earning tuppence halfpenny doing theatre jobs that hardly anybody came to see, I still had the same sort of enjoyment as when something goes through the roof, and a lot of people love. It's because it's pursuing something that you want to do.
So your job with Budweiser here is to find 5 people that have this goal, a dream, in whatever area, whittle them down from probably the thousands of applicants, and then we, the public, decide who wins?
Correct. Isn't that the democratic way?
I think it's the best way to do it.
Rather than having the 3 judges decide, okay, we think they're going to be, is that we will it down to these 5 characters, these lucky characters, and they not only is it just the winner, but the 5 are going to get videos out there to show to show the public what they can do. So it may not it may not be that the winner is the one that is the most successful. Maybe it's one of the other 4, but it's creating a platform, and that's the most important thing.
Well, we're going to give you the details on how you can enter very shortly, but I just want to go back to Game of Thrones and your career for a second. Was there one moment where you went, wow, I've made it, it's happened?
You know what, you have little ones right along, and I'll give you, for instance, recently I did Warhorse with Spielberg, right, Steven Spielberg. I remember going to, one of the best moments I ever had was with my dad in the 70s, going to see Jaws when it came out in the Adelphi. Yeah. And I remember sitting down having a crap scared out of me by this fish. And sitting with my dad, and it was one of those gorgeous moments that I had with my dad, and we were out together, and both of us were crapping ourselves after seeing this wonderful film. And 30 years later, I'm sitting being directed by Spielberg in Warhorse, and I'm kind of going, this is weird.
Oprah calls that a full circle moment.
Is that what she calls it? Well, I had a full circle moment where I'm working with this man, this extraordinary guy who had such an influence on me earlier on with filmmaking, and he's a brilliant filmmaker.
When it moves from working on RTE dramas and sort of semi-small scale stuff to the world stage, what was it like when you began to walk the streets of LA, New York, these places, and you're noticed by Americans now?
Not just Americans, the whole Game of Thrones thing, man. Anywhere you go in the world now, it's ridiculous. There's no anonymity. There's no hiding place anymore. You can't lie about where you were. I wasn't in town. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I saw
the tweets. I saw the photograph of those 2 girls in the bikinis.
Oh,
so there's no hiding.
We'll cut that bit out.
No, you won't.
No,
That's what I like about Game of Thrones. I mean, when it was first said to me about dragons and witches and red priestesses and all this sort of stuff, I'm kind of going, I'm not sure about this. But then HBO were involved, and they'd done The Wire and Sopranos and all that, so I knew it was going to be something different. And when the script arrived, that fantasy thing you were talking about and that whatever, it's just a very, very expensive backdrop. It's a story about family and legacy and power and paranoia and with these beautifully written characters. And
do you enjoy going there and just being that person?
Well, you do. I mean, when you see the level of the money they've spent in the production design, the costume and all that sort of, I mean, the attention to detail is impeccable. And when you've got these beautiful sets, you do feel like you're in a different world. And you have to remember, we play. Actors play. That's what we do. We play, and to be offered this bizarre world, but to tell these serious human stories it's just this wonderful playground you get to work in.
Are you looking forward to the future of Game of Thrones? What do you think that will bring?
Listen, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the scripts for next season or the season after, because they haven't been written yet. And George, even the novelist, hasn't written down the end of the story yet. Wow. So it's all going to be a surprise to all of us.
Can you make a prediction at least?
I can, but I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, I'm your friend, 2 dubs.
Listen, I've loads of people who come up and go, listen, tell us what happens, and I go, yeah, okay, I'll tell you, and they go, no, don't, because they want to know, but they don't want to know. You wouldn't want it spoiled for you. The surprises are half.
No, but it's your best guess. You're not writing it, so at the end of the day, you're not in trouble if you tell me any of it. It's a guess.
Well, my best guess is that, and listen, I hope I'm not right, because they'll kill me.
I know.
My guess is there's a White Walker on the throne at the end of the season, and everybody's in bits and dead and troubled and whatever. I don't think it's Peter has a line in this. He has a great line in it where he says, "If you think," he says it in the show. He says, "If you think this is going to have a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention."
Well, before I wrap up with you, let's give anyone who's thinking of applying the ways they need to do it. Facebook.com/Budweiser Ireland, or you can hashtag Dream Job. I think they have until the 4th of February to enter. And this man here could be your gateway to your dream job. Thank you, Liam, for talking to me.
Nice talking to you.
Watch, like, share iRadio TV.